Imagine a player who was regarded as Dirk Nowitzki 2.0. He was supposed to dominate the court but ended up working as a part-time DJ. There's also someone who was drafted ahead of Carmelo Anthony and is now busy drinking with truck drivers and herding cattle. These stories that sound absurd are actually the experiences of those high draft pick busts in the NBA. Let's start with Michael Olowokandi, the #1 overall pick of the Los Angeles Clippers in 1998. His basketball journey was nothing short of legendary, yet it ended in an unexpected way. Born into a wealthy Nigerian family, he spent most of his youth in England, where the basketball atmosphere was rather light. At the age of 17, by chance, he found an old basketball in the closet of his high school gym, and thus began his connection with basketball. When he was in college, the University of the Pacific he attended didn't even have a basketball team. However, with great determination, he took the initiative to contact the school's athletic department and offered to pay his own tuition just for the opportunity to play. In this way, he embarked on his college basketball path. From averaging only 4 points per game initially to 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game in his senior year, his progress was amazing. The Clippers saw his potential and selected him as the #1 pick without hesitation at the draft. But after entering the NBA, everything changed. Perhaps because of his wealthy family background, he lost the motivation to pursue excellence and treated basketball as a pastime. On the court, his performance was disappointing, with an average of only 8 points and 7 rebounds per game. What's worse, he behaved like a spoiled child in the locker room and couldn't accept the constructive criticism from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. After retiring in 2007, he briefly appeared on a reality show and then disappeared from the public eye. Now, he is living a leisurely life in the UK, enjoying the $37 million he earned during his career. Andrea Bargnani, the #1 overall pick of the Toronto Raptors in 2006, also failed to meet people's expectations. He was a player with proficient offensive skills. The Raptors had hoped that he could become a player like Dirk Nowitzki and shine on the court. During the period from 2010 to 2012, his offensive performance was fairly good, averaging 19 points per game. However, basketball is a team sport, and defense is equally important. Bargnani had many flaws in defense, and his rebounding ability was extremely poor. He was like a black hole on the team's defensive end. Eventually, he ended his NBA career at the age of 30 and played one more season in Europe before retiring. However, after retirement, his life was rich and colorful. From blogging to participating in astronaut training, he shared his diverse life on Instagram and frequently appeared on podcasts, telling interesting stories about his life as a tennis player, traveler, and full-time father, showing a unique charm of life. In the 2003 NBA draft, Darko Milicic was selected 2nd overall, ahead of Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. He was extremely talented, with height, strength, and skills, and had a soft touch with his left hand. He should have been a prodigy on the court, but reality dealt him a heavy blow. He had a bad temper and lacked passion and motivation for basketball. During his time in the NBA, his performance was disappointing. He was often drunk during games and practices and even pretended not to speak English, becoming a troublemaker for every team he played for. Although he stayed in the league for 10 years and earned $52 million, his average statistics were only 6 points and 4 rebounds per game. Now, he has finally realized his past mistakes. Watching his 2 sons chasing their basketball dreams and his daughter showing talent in tennis, he is determined to lead by example and teach his children not to follow in his footsteps. Now, he is enthusiastic about agriculture and runs a sheep and cattle farm in Serbia, enjoying the peace and happiness brought by rural life. Eddie Curry was selected 4th overall in the 2001 NBA draft, ahead of many All-Stars such as Joe Johnson and Tony Parker. He had an excellent physical condition with nimble feet, a soft touch, and great strength. He was once highly expected and compared to Shaquille O'Neal. In his rookie season, his performance was indeed remarkable, showing great potential. But good times didn't last long. After the 2007 season, he encountered mental health problems and started overeating. His weight soared to 350 pounds rapidly. This not only affected his on-court performance but also caused his career to take a sharp turn downward. From 2008 to his retirement in 2013, he only played 26 games and scored a total of 70 points. Now, he has shifted his focus to his family and is busy taking care of his 8 children. At the same time, he uses his own experiences to work as a consultant for young athletes, teaching them the importance of mental health and how to manage sports as a business. Dion Waiters was selected 4th overall in the 2012 NBA draft. With his outstanding talent, he shined brightly in his rookie season, averaging 14 points per game. In his sophomore year, his average score increased to 16 points per game, and the backcourt combination with Kyrie Irving was highly anticipated. However, when LeBron James returned to Cleveland, the team's tactical system changed. Waiters couldn't adapt to off-ball play and high-intensity defense and was quickly traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. In the Thunder, due to his poor physical condition, his performance was not satisfactory. Later, he joined the Miami Heat. Under the Heat's famous training system, he successfully lost weight, with his body fat percentage dropping to 8%, and had his most productive season, averaging 15.8 points and 4.3 assists per game. But after signing a big contract with the Heat, he became complacent and violated team rules several times. In 2019, he was suspended 3 times by the Heat. First, he complained about his playing time. Then, he had a panic attack on the team plane after consuming THC products. Finally, he was suspended for 6 games for posting a birthday photo after taking a sick leave. Eventually, he was traded to Memphis. He won the championship with the Lakers in 2020 but then left the NBA. Although he is only 32 years old, his attempts to make a comeback have always been in vain, and his basketball career has ended with an imperfect ending. O.J. Mayo was selected 3rd overall by the Memphis Grizzlies in the 2008 NBA draft. In high school, he was a star on the basketball court. In his only season at the University of Southern California, he averaged 20 points per game. In his rookie season, his performance was also very impressive, averaging 18 points per game and ranking 2nd in the Rookie of the Year voting, only behind Derrick Rose and ahead of many outstanding players like Russell Westbrook, Kevin Love, and Brook Lopez. However, unlike other players who later became all-stars, Mayo's career started well but then declined. His statistics kept dropping, and off-court problems kept emerging. In 2016, he was suspended by the NBA for 2 years due to his second substance abuse offense. Since then, he has never returned to the NBA court. But he didn't give up on basketball. He played in Puerto Rico, Taiwan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and other places. Now, at the age of 37, he is still active on the court, continuing his basketball dream with his love. Hasheem Thabeet was selected 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the 2009 NBA draft. The Grizzlies had high hopes for him, expecting him to become the team's rim protector. In college, he did perform outstandingly, averaging 4.2 blocks per game and winning the Big East Defensive Player of the Year award. But after entering the NBA, he had difficulty adapting to the league's pace, and his performance was far worse than in college. His rookie season average of 3 points was also his career high score. 5 years later, he left the NBA. However, he found his value in the Taiwanese Basketball League. With his excellent defensive performance, he won the Defensive Player of the Year award in 2021, proving himself again. Johnny Flynn was selected 6th overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 2009 NBA draft, ahead of Stephen Curry. In his rookie season, he had a stable performance, averaging 13 points and 4 assists per game and ranking 5th in the Rookie of the Year voting, showing good potential. But in his second season, he unfortunately injured his hip, and his form plummeted. After only 3 seasons, he left the NBA. After leaving the NBA, he didn't stay away from basketball. He played in Australia, China, Italy, and other places successively and retired in 2015. Now, he has transformed into an assistant coach for the USC Trojans, contributing to the basketball cause in another way.